Today we're going to be talking about the POCO F4 GT. In my opinion, one of the best smartphones for gaming you can get today. Xiaomi's new POCO F4 GT looks to build on the foundations of its previous gaming phone. Yeah, by offering a better, more stylish exterior and better performance, though at a higher cost. First off, while the phone targets mobile gamers, it doesn't look like your usual gaming phone. There aren't any big, obnoxious LED lights anywhere and fonts that scream gamer at all. And I prefer this kind of design. I love more low-key designs, and this helps make the phone more appealing to a more general audience despite the power. It's made of a glass back with etched lines. Unfortunately, the phone does not have any formal IP protection at all, which is a bummer, so maybe don't play in the rain. That being said, the POCO F4 GT does have a staple for gaming phones: shoulder buttons. And unlike the Asus ROG Phone 5S, which uses ultrasonic sensors on the side, the POCO F4 GT has two physical shoulder buttons that spring up once you release the latches. I prefer this because physical buttons have that satisfying click and give better feedback to gamers, which we admit we need sometimes. The only gripe I have with the design of the phone is that the placement of the power button may be a little too low for people with bigger hands, but for me, it was okay. But yeah, I do understand the compromise because again, we have shoulder buttons. We have a good-looking 6.67-inch Full HD Plus AMOLED panel with a refresh rate pegged at 120Hz. If you want to save some battery, you can lower that to 60Hz or simply choose dynamic, which adjusts depending on what you're doing between the two options available. We also have a 480Hz touch sampling rate, 800 nits of brightness, DCI-P3 wide color gamut support, and HDR10+ capability. And as far as display quality goes, the POCO F4 GT's AMOLED panel does a pretty good job here. Watching videos was definitely a treat. The POCO F4 GT has a quad-core speaker system built into the frame. While audio quality is relatively okay when the volume is at 50%, it starts to degrade when you crank it up to max volume. And here's an audio sample just in case you want to hear.
Tears up. Number 2 got me burning. Yeah, she was too hot for me. So many guys going after her. I was an option, nothing more, just a fantasy.
For the cameras, we have a 64MP f1.9 main shooter, 8MP f2.2 wide angle, and a 2MP macro camera that sadly serves as a stat stuffer. I won't talk too much about the cameras because it's a gaming phone, but the 64MP camera is good enough for bright environments but struggles when you start to encounter areas of low light. There could also be noticeable noise in low light areas and when you shoot some zoom shots. While the ultra-wide angle camera is nearly a filler in terms of image quality, though you can work around it if you understand the camera's limitations. So yeah, shoot with a lot of light. But let's be real here. This is mainly a gaming phone, so you're mostly going to be using it for that. One of the highlights of the POCO F4 GT is the fact that it's probably the most affordable phone that has a flagship Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 processor. It's the same processor that powers many of today's flagship phones, and considering the price, you're getting a really good bargain if all you care about is gaming. The phone comes in two variants, 8GB RAM with 128GB of storage and a more capable 12GB RAM with 256GB of storage. Choose whichever fits your budget, but you should be happy with either. Our software benchmarks for the phone puts its performance roughly at the same level as other phones, equipped with the Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 processor. And that's right, flagships. That means you'll be able to play games in their highest graphical settings without any issue. Thermal performance while gaming is good, though the phone did get a bit warm during longer gaming sessions. And the POCO F4 GT uses Xiaomi's MIUI software, which is now on its 13th iteration, and that's laid on top of Android 12. The phone also has some gaming-specific tweaks under the Game Turbo app. While you're here, you can set screen dead zones, map shoulder trigger functions, as well as changing your voice when you're using Team Talk functions in games that support it. Nothing too technical or complicated here, but it's enough for a majority of people. Lastly, the phone comes packed with a 4700mAh battery and 120W fast charging, which is the fastest charging speed I've ever encountered on a POCO phone thus far. It was able to charge the review unit from 0 to 100% in roughly 18 minutes. And as far as battery life goes, we got 10 hours and 55 minutes on our battery benchmark, which again is what we expect from this processor package. And there you have it, my look at the POCO F4 GT. This is a gamer's phone through and through. Anyone looking for a high-performance phone to play Genshin Impact or any other game will be happy to know that the POCO F4 GT is great for that. While it doesn't have as much accessory support as, say, Asus's ROG phone series, it works amazingly as a gaming device. Plus, it's really affordable. You can get the 8GB RAM 12GB version for just 24,390 pesos, while the 12GB RAM 256GB variant is priced at just 27,990 pesos. You can find more reviews on our website, and please do like, comment, share, and subscribe. Hit that bell for notifications. Once again, it's Cholo of Unbox, and I'll see you guys in the next one.